What's up, legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here in Black Ops 6, and we're actually going to be checking out the Dark Flare field upgrade. Now, this actually got a buff with Season 1, and previous to Season 1, it was actually absolutely terrible. I don't know if anyone really tried it, but I know when I tried it without Augments specifically, it was something that I could not understand why you would use. And honestly, in most circumstances, when it comes to the field upgrades, you find that when you're in a pinch that you can use them, kind of find your way out of that pinch. There was multiple times where I would pop the Dark Flare, just kind of going in to like a horde or with a horde in front of me, and I would start lasering them with the flare ability, and it would just do absolutely nothing, and I would end up getting absolutely smoked. I think the very first time I used dark flare, I got actually destroyed and ended up going down and stuff because I thought it was going to be way stronger than it actually was. But they actually did buff it with the Season 1 update, increasing the Dark Flare damage from 20% to 40% of the base zombie max health per tick. So in this video, we're going to kind of check it out, see how well it actually does. I'm going to use two different combinations of augments, and I will let you know once we get to that point, or once we kind of swap what the new augments are. But for our first set, we're going to be using extension, significantly increase the Dark Flare duration, and broad beam, which is going to significantly increase the size of the beam. At some point during the match, I think I'm going to go far enough to where we actually have a decent amount of zombies so we can get a good idea of how well it's actually going to perform. We'll go ahead and try out for the first time. I guess we have our one zombie left. Go ahead and try out the first time the combination we have now, and then eventually I'll be able to save and quit, load back in with the new augments, and I should be able to kind of continue where I left off trying the other combination. Now, I definitely think that the Ether Shroud is going to be absolutely the best field upgrade. A majority of you are probably only going to run that field upgrade, but I think it's kind of fun to run each of the individual ones from time to time, depending on what you're using. And I think it is just fun to use variety in general when it comes to zombies. But let me know down in the comment section below, what's your favorite field upgrade so far? Likely it's going to be the Ether Shroud, but if it's not Ether Shroud, what is it? And are you looking forward to the new perk, field upgrade, ammo mod coming later on in Season 1 alongside the new map? Now, I think depending on what you're actually working on in zombies might determine your desire to use the different field upgrades. I think once somebody finds, what's actually the best for them, they're more than likely going to stick with it. But if you're going to go for the masteries, you're absolutely going to end up trying each of them. If you're going to be prestiging, you're not going to have access to all of them all the time, so you might be changing them out for that reason specifically, unless you're going out of your way to use your prestige tokens on your field upgrade, like the Ether Shroud. So I need your guys' feedback on something specific. Recently, I've been doing showcases for the different augments for all of the items. I kind of stopped doing it, at least for a couple days, because I didn't feel like it was getting the reach that I was hoping it would. I know there are some people that actually enjoyed them, and I think there are people that enjoy getting a showcase of the augments, but they don't specifically care about all of them, just which ones are actually more important. So we're kind of doing a different little turn on that same style of showcase. But today we're actually focusing, like I said, on Dark Flare, what the buff is, and I'll be using two different combinations that I would probably recommend. Or I guess you could kind of still change them up because there's really no wrong answer, but I'll be giving you guys two combinations that I would probably use, at least. I do gotta say, though, it is really nice to see them actually buff the Dark Flare so early on, because it is the new field upgrade, and honestly, it was by far the worst one, at least leading into the Season 1 update. Hopefully, the buff that we're gonna see here in this video is actually gonna be worthwhile, which I think it will. I think, honestly, any buff at this point is probably gonna be a good thing. I could hit that nuke, but I think I want the points, so I'm gonna avoid hitting it for a second. We do also need to go ahead and turn off our thing. We can make it around 10. We're kind of just trying to make it further in the round. We obviously have to get the Dark Flare. Oh, did my Dark Flare reset? I don't remember. What the heck? Why did my progress on my Dark Flare reset? I didn't pop it. All right, we finally earned our field upgrade. We have actually a lot of zombies here. I'm going to throw this. Decoy's going there. We're going to pop this for the first time. We have extension, like I said, and broad beam. So here we go. Oh, this is looking a lot better as far as beam size. Beam size looks great. It's still, yeah, it's actually doing pretty decent. I can't tell if it's doing very little to that guy. He's actually going to down me. Oh, no. I might have to earn it back and try it again on the Abomination specifically, just to see if it actually does any damage. Overall, that was pretty solid. I mean, we have the increased beam size, and we have the increased beam duration. But most importantly, I've had that before, and it was not effective previous to the update. So let me see if I can get through these zombies, build up another field upgrade, and we can come back and try the Abomination. All right, I built up another horde of zombies. We got our Dark Flare gun. I actually want to try it on the zombies once again, and then hopefully we'll get like a full power. I'll be able to do the Abomination thing I was trying. This is already so much more powerful, though, than it was. If you can imagine, it was 20% before, and it did like basically nothing. We did a little bit of damage to that Abomination, but it wasn't impressive. But this is actually a lot more tolerable, and Now I could understand why somebody might want to use it. Before, there was no valid reason to use it, at least not without the other augment that we're going to try second. There was only one augment that I could find with the Dark Flare previous to this buff that made it viable in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and build this up again. We'll use it one more time to try to see how we do against the Abomination. And then we'll save and quit, swap out our augments, and then come back in and try out the other setup. W, we got our full power. Now I just need to eliminate enough zombies to where we can actually fight our Abomination here, which shouldn't be too hard. We're already majority of the way through them. I probably should pack my gun again so I can actually get these eliminations a little bit faster. I'm basically just here trying to get the elims fast enough. Oh, there we go. It's exactly what we want. A nuke. Look at this. Everything's working in our favor. Now we'll have this guy singled out, our Abomination here, and let's go ahead and beam him. Probably should have waited to see if I could crit it. I don't even think it doesn't open its mouth. It does help a little bit. Not ideal. We will not be using this for the Abomination. So first combination test on the Abomination is probably not doing that. I guess I could use it against the Mangler and see how well it would do, but Abomination's out of the question. All right, I made an executive decision. I decided I had to do at least one more because I needed to try the Dark Flare with this setup at least on a Mangler. So we're going to try it on a Mangler. Come on, Mangler, get down. The problem is the zombies keep literally cutting me off from getting in front of the Mangler itself. There we go. Now he's going to hit me. Boom. It's doing something. It's actually not doing bad. I think my other combination is still going to be better. It eliminated the Mangler, which is more than I thought it was going to do. I mean, hey, it works. It definitely works. Now we need to switch to our other combination, so I'll probably go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back and try the other combo. So far, though, a drastic improvement from what we had before the update. All right, I'm getting all my zombies built up here. There's actually quite a few. It took me a minute to get my field upgrade back, even though we saved and quit and swapped out our augments, mostly because there's a bug. There's definitely a bug happening. The first time I filled up my upgrade or my field upgrade, it didn't fill up at all. Like, it went all the way full, went back to 0. Then I had to refill it. So that explains the bug that I had occur earlier. Now we're in a position where we are rocking a new augment. Only one new augment. We have the broad beam on again, which is going to significantly increase the size of the beam. But we also do have the beam, or supernova. The beam is replaced with a sphere that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The ball detonates at the end of the Dark Flare's duration. So let's build up these guys, get them all into a group. I know I had them in a group for a moment here. Trying to get as many of them actually together as possible. Looks like our Abomination's still trying to knock everybody down, which is not ideal. Okay, we're almost there. We're trying to get everybody as close as possible, and then we're popping it. Let's go. And let's see what happens. Boom. Oh, and we got a full power. That's even better. We're going to try it again. Back to back. Back to back. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and flip the round, then we can do it again. It's funny. I said something about flipping the round, and then a whole bunch of zombies reappeared. So we got a pretty good thing. Stop trying to laser every time I'm doing this thing. Boom. Oh, it got all the way back there. It travels pretty far. That one I do like. So the supernova, which is what we got going on now, is exactly what I had to use previously in order to even make the Dark Flare effective. So now, not only is the Dark Flare more effective with the buff, I think the sphere is probably the way to go. Supernova plus the increased size of the beam will make sure it hits more zombies, and then it continues traveling backward. Probably one of those ones where you run up the street here, you would use it on an entire, like, line of zombies, and it would hit a whole bunch and then hit the group in the back and blow up. All right, I'm throwing a decoy. We got this full power. Everybody's... Dude, Abomination, get away from me. All right, now we're popping this. Should go straight forward. It keeps going forward. It keeps going forward. And it's going to blast. I don't know what it blew up. Did it blow some stuff up? I think it definitely did. Oh, did it eliminate the... No, it didn't eliminate the Manglers. I didn't think it would, but it was kind of hard to tell because we keep getting attacked by the stupid Abomination like every time I try to pop the Dark Flare. All right, I figure we have to use it one more time. We're going to do it exactly like I said. We're using it, going down the street, It's slowly hitting them all. It's hitting them all. It's hitting them all. And boom, blows up at the end. Kind of a W, to be honest. I really do like this Dark Flare. I'm glad they actually managed to go ahead and buff it. Makes it a little bit more tolerable. Makes it actually usable because despite it looking cool before, it was doing literally nothing. You would stand there with the little flare thing out or the little field upgrade thing out, and you would just be getting absolutely hammered by the zombies because you just weren't doing nearly enough damage to take them down. And most importantly, you weren't doing enough damage to actually eliminate them, or most of them anyway. So they would just keep walking through, hitting you as you were holding out the field upgrade, and it really wasn't all that effective. Now, I think if you haven't checked out Dark Flare, go ahead and go into your next run. Give it a shot. At least try something outside of the Ether Shroud, because I think that's a majority of what people are running. But I do think each field upgrade does now at least have some sort of a benefit. As before, this would probably be the only one that you wouldn't run. And I think this was a cool way to kind of showcase a couple of different combinations that you could use. Not only that, again, just showing off the buffed version of this field upgrade. But that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all supporting today's video, all supporting the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.